Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Hope everybody's getting ready for the weekend. A couple of little reds and greens on the watch list and got a nice little move on this SPPL. I think everyone here in the pre-market got a little piece of it. Hopefully some of you here that are on social media, you guys could see a nice little cheap little stock. Started, I got in a little late. I got in here around $1.31. Just about 10 minutes ago. I kind of chased it a little bit. But I know some of you here got in a little bit earlier, right around the dollar price range, looking pretty damn good on it. It's nice. It's cheap, nice price levels, 18 million shares, 1,000 shares, cost you $1,000, right? I think everyone could afford that. All right. So not bad. Looks pretty strong. Stock's been on a really nice move lately. You can see here on the swing trade, here on the long-term chart, stock did pretty well. We'll talk a little bit about it a little bit more, a little bit later. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on to the news. So there's a couple of stocks I want you to guys keep an eye on. Does anybody know what today is? Okay. I got a hint. There's a big fight going on. Anybody know about the big fight? What's the big fight that's going on tonight? And I'm not talking about the elections. All right. The Tyson fight. Yeah. So there you go. Now, how is that coming to factor in the stock market? Well, if you've been doing your homework, Netflix is actually hosting it, and it's not on pay-per-view. So if you got a Netflix account, you can watch it. So Netflix is doing pretty well. I want you guys to keep an eye on this stock. But you can see here from the beginning of November, stock's been doing unbelievable. Stock's been doing great. I mean, stock's been doing great over the course of the year, but it went from like 760 up to 840, which is literally almost like an 80-point move. So that's a pretty big jump on a stock. Now, I know it's expensive. I know some of you here now want to know, how do you trade the options? We cover options in a cyber group room. We'll talk a little bit about that in the trading room. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is that you're hearing it more and more on TV. They're talking about it. Oh, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. So Netflix might get a little bit of a boost, a bump out of it, because what's going to happen, they might get some new subscribers from it. People want to watch the fight. If you're part of the Gen Z or the Gen X, like I am, well, back in the Tyson days, we all remember those days, right? That was unbelievable. So I would keep an eye on that. The stock right here. Yes, Michael, we're going to look at that one too. So you got Netflix, and Michael in the cyber group room is bringing up the stock, DraftKings, DKNG. So why are we looking at DraftKings? Well, because betting, betting's been huge lately. I'll be honest with you, like some of the games, I get it now why. As much as some of us don't like it, it's like another drug that you invited into the community. But, when you have action on the game, you know what I mean? These companies do well, right? And I think that's why sports doesn't like people gambling, on games. But, at the other end, on the other a double-edged sword, if you got somebody who has some money on the game, they're going to watch the game. So you could see those things do pretty well, I believe there's an ETF for Netflix, NFLX, question mark. I just Googled it. I don't think so. Is there one? That'd be interesting. NFLX question mark. Now there's never a question mark on a ETF. All right. But if there is, we'll find out. Anyway, couple of stocks that we're going to talk about. So hopefully you guys have been watching really closely regarding about, President Trump building up his staff and everything else. He made RFK HHS. So he's on the Health and Human Services. So you could see some really, really big changes when it comes to maybe some companies have to start changing the way they do business, as in, he wants to make America healthy again. So some of these companies can get into a really, really big bind, as in changing things around, as in, have to change their ingredients, might have to charge more money on certain things. Certain companies that were benefiting from selling towards those might get hurt. So I would keep a very close eye on those things right there regarding about, RFK. Listen carefully. Like I told you, things could make things very, very interesting regarding about where they're going. We see what's happened with Bitcoin, which, by the way, Bitcoin is up pretty big. Did you guys watch my video I posted on Instagram and TikTok or YouTube on Bitcoin? For some of you, I'm just going to bring this up really quick. There's people out here on social media probably want to know what I'm looking at. I got a big response. It's actually one of the first videos I posted on Bitcoin. But right here, just want to show you what's going on Bitcoin because, we've been trading it pretty heavily. We got a big Bitcoin here. We got 282 Bitcoins looking to be sold at 93. And we got about 100,000, about 100 Bitcoins looking to be bought around 86. So you could see that there's a lot of between 92 and 93. And it's got some big resistance levels. You don't got to trade Bitcoin to do well on it. We're doing actually pretty well on some of the ETFs. So I know we got a bunch of them out there. I still own IBIT. I'm killing it on IBIT. And so is Josh and a few other people. Trudeau does not like vaccines. So those stocks are dropping. Watch out. Trump tweets on X. Kerry, absolutely. First of all, you guys should be subscribed to their social media accounts because when they do it, and I know we broadcast it here, you got to keep an eye on it. Yeah, I know that a lot of these vaccines, Moderna, what was it, MDRA, Moderna, is that one that's going? That's a big vaccine, right? What's Moderna again? Was it MRDA? What's that? mRNA. There you go. Yeah, look, Moderna was a $500 stock when it was up with the vaccine. You want to look at it? It was right here. This is the prime of the vaccines. Forget it. It was actually here. It was 2020, right? This is when it started taking off. I remember I was talking about it on NASDAQ when the thing was at $28. It ran all the way up to about 500. Okay. Now look at it. So when he got elected, you're pro-vaccine, against vaccine. Listen, when he got elected, was this the day right here? Was that the Tuesday, the 7th, right? What was it? The 6th, right? No, the 5th. So the 5th. So what day is that? So this is actually the 6th. So here's the 5th. So that was election day. The next day, this is where it was at 49. Look where it is at 39. Things breaking all-time lows. So great short. Unbelievable short. So I would keep a very close eye, on some of these stocks. By the way, another big thing too. Did any of you guys watch the podcast I did with Wiz from Top Gun Options, from Top Gun? Who here watched it? I hope everyone watched. If you missed it, if you're watching on social media, definitely subscribe to our channel, like us, friend us, watch some of the highlights of it. But, he's actually a Top Gun fighter pilot, great options trader. Anyway, I want to bring up Lockheed Martin. So when I did the interview with him and he was on the podcast, he was telling me how, people always thought Republicans were the war hawks. It's more the Democrats love them, have been more on the military side. So Trump's telling, listen, I'm not getting into any wars or anything else. So guess what? If they don't have any wars, they're not going to sell any. They're not going to do too well, these companies, right? So anyway, when he said that, I owned it and I bought it here when it took this big dip. I did pretty well. And then when I was talking to him, and then he told me, he says, they're not going to probably do too well, these military stocks. And I says, oh, crap. You know what? He's probably right, because on this day, on the 12th, which was on, we had him on Tuesday, and it started going down. I'm like, you might be onto something. I got out of it, and look where it is today. 568. It dropped all the way down to 537. Just broke through a major support level. So I'm glad I got out of that stock. There's the link right there if you guys want to watch it. So, listen, everybody thinks you listen to the Warren Buffetts all the time, whatever it is. Sometimes, listen, if you watch and listen to Jamie Dimon, he was anti-Bitcoin, and he told he was going to fire any of his staff, any of his traders that traded. Well, how did that work out? Listen, he's still not a believer. I don't think he's going to change his stripes. But anyway, these are things that you got to look for as a trader. And how do we know this? And how do you always find out here from cyber trading? How do we all know it as traders at cyber trading? Because we're the Marines. We're the first one on the lines. Okay. And as much as some of you might not like day trading, we know before anyone else. And how do I know that? Because I was a market maker. And everyone's like, hey, what the hell's going on with this stock? They call you up. Oh, geez, this thing's taking a tank. Really? And that's by the time those indicators kick in and news come out, it's usually too late. Anyway, let's talk about some of the stocks that moved yesterday. Let's go through the watch list. because I could sit here and talk all day. QU on BT yesterday. All right. So nice little move on this stock yesterday. Went from like $2 to $4. You could see, obviously, big short squeeze. Went from $1 to $5. Been on a really good short-term trade, but now she's on the back off. But that stock did really well. A lot of the energies and solar stocks. Let's talk about those from yesterday. Run did really well yesterday. ENPH. That stock, another energy stock, did really well. Listen what you're hearing from this administration that's coming in. They're going to release all the energy stocks. So keep an eye on these energy stocks. I would also keep an eye on a lot of the nuclear stocks, okay? They're really cheap right now. You know what I mean? This is not spending $400, $500, $600. I mean, you're buying these stocks that took very big hits. NOVL did really well yesterday. This stock could be on the watch list, on the swing trade. ARRY, another stock technology. It's got to break past its resistance levels right here around the 8. But you have something right there too. FCell, another one. Big move. Putting FCell back on the watch list. Looks like she's moving up pretty well. FCell, okay? Doing pretty well there. Now HIMS, obviously, I don't know if you guys heard the news on the HIMS, but HIMS got really beat up. I told you we were talking about it lately, but I don't think HIMS is going to be able to compete with Amazon because Amazon made an announcement that they're going to dip into their market. They're going to dip into the women's and men's health market. You heard, you heard Wiz talking about it on the podcast, how, the psychedelics that he's he's talking about, that are going to probably be big. He was talking about some of those stocks, but listen, he's a big fan of Amazon. Listen, I still own Amazon myself. He's a big fan of it, but the thing is, they own everything. I mean, this big is they're like a conglomerate within their own company. That's basically what they are. But be very careful of that stock right there. HIM's not looking too well. And, listen, it could be just a short-term thing. But you know what? To go from 20 to 30 and then all of a sudden take a big hit that fast, that's why you got to be a day trader. Anyway, let's go see what's going on this morning. A couple of stocks on the watch list. I want to start off with this stock right here, GREE. So this stock is moving up pretty nicely here. It did really well in the after hours. It's pushing up pretty decently. It's got a big resistance levels right around 420 that I see right here. You see it right there, fellow traders? You got 14,012. Now remember, this is pre-market. These numbers go up by 10 times. So that is just what we see, which the rest of you that are on social media are not seeing, because we have that axis. PLLL, it's starting to trend down a little bit. Looks like I'm giving away a little money right here, but it's got some big support levels. If it breaks this 129, party's over. All right. So SPPL. What else we got in here? This stock had a big run up and came right back down. 44 million shares. Let me see where the orders are. BF and F. See what we got going on over here. Hold on. I don't have it on my level 4. Okay, you got a pretty big buyer out here at 250. Big iceberg order, just add to it at 220. So that's about right here. I don't see any buyer. Buyer just got filled here on the bid at 172. I'll put it on the B list. BENF. All right. Edsel, we already got that on the watch list. We already know about that one. RCAT, not really too super sold on that one. Let me get out of this stock. Hold on. Espel, let me just execute. I don't want to get stuck in here. Put it on my ECN. All right, we're out. We took $20. Whatever. We'll buy it back when the market opens up. All right. Get executed. All right. What else we got going on here? IBG, good volume, new IPO. Not too sold on it. Don't like the trend of it. Everybody knows what today is, right? Friday. We know about Fridays. Everybody's ready for the weekend, so you're not going to get a lot of earnings announcements today, other than what came out yesterday. ASTS, they came out with earnings. They actually did. That stock obviously took a little bit of a hit. We actually did that stock, we made a lot of money on this stock. Remember this stock right here? We're watching back in August, And then all of a sudden, woke up the next morning. We had a big run. We made about 10 points. I killed it on that stock right there. Killed it. Did great. And some of you did too, actually. ASTS. It's got a little sweet spot for that. But you know what? Move on. We moved on that one. This stock is moving up pretty big this morning. ARN. Do I have it up here? AREN. No, I don't have it up here. AREN. Let me see what's going on here with the orders. AREN moving up really nice. Cheap little stock. Pretty bit of a... Okay, somebody laddered up here, it looks like, from 220 to 250. See it right there? Someone just laddered up. So that's pretty good. Big buyer right here, 300,000 shares at $1.10. Not bad. AREN. It's up a lot, though, so I'm not a big fan of that. This one has been pushing up really nice. ZETA. I have orders on that one, too. Okay, you got two big iceberg orders, one at 23 and one at 17. So right away, I can see it's going to probably be a category 3 minimum, maybe 4. So unless you're one of the advanced traders that have been trading for a while, if you're that $500,000 day trader here, then you might be able, this is probably up your alley. For everybody else, stay away from it. All right. Remember, the biggest thing you have to learn as a trader is risk to reward. FCEL, I know, is moving up pretty well, Grant. Thanks for sharing that. Alcoa, that stock might be doing pretty decent as a swing trade. All right. So let's get ready for the market. Opened up. So we got a pretty decent level. Sorry, I talked a little bit longer than I usually do, but there was just a lot of action going on, and I think we need to share it. Let's get ready for the market open. It's Friday. Let's not get too crazy. Couple of big announcements before we go. We got the Cyber Expo that's coming up next month. Make sure you register for it. We'll let you guys know more about it. We're expecting to have, close to maybe 10 to 20 of the top speakers that I feel that will give you the best education in trading, the best gurus. We're going to be posting that website soon for all you guys to register for it. You got Thanksgiving that's coming up. So you're going to probably get the honeymoon series with this whole election, going to probably die out soon. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thanks, Kerry, sharing that. Glad that you like him. I actually might be meeting with him on Saturday. I'm going to hopefully gives me a little ride on his military jet. That would be pretty cool. But I'll hopefully I know he's going to be here in New York and meet a couple of people. But I'm going to actually be at Trade Station next week. I know they got the big mastery course that's going on right down there. So if anyone's actually attending that, I'll be down in Florida next week hosting and at that event. Everyone else on social media, we'll see you if you want to register. Hopefully you got your phone in front of you. You got the QR code in top left-hand corner. We're here live all day long. If you want to join our trading room, you want to meet the traders, you want to see how we trade these stocks all day, just like us, friend us, scan that little QR code. We'll get you in that trading room. If you're watching recording, don't worry about it. We've been doing it for 35 years. We're not going anywhere. Every day is a new adventure here at Cyber Trade University. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you back here at 2:30 online. Everyone else will be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Go take a quick break. Go fill up your coffee, and let's get ready to rock and roll when the market opens up. Good luck, everybody. Trade safe.